baada ya 2017 na mimi nataka niwaambie, najua tulienda kufanya uchaguzi tukashinda. Huyu mtu akaenda pale akakoroga, ikasemekana turudie uchaguzi, si ndio? Watu wengi, sijui ni kwa sababu gani, watu wengi walikuwa nafikiri sasa ikisemekana turudie uchaguzi ati tutawachana na Uhuru. Sijui kwa sababu gani watu walikuwa naamini hivyo. Lakini mimi nilitoka hapa kwa ofisi na nilikuwa nimemwambia Uhuru, hii chunga hapo iko Kiingereza. Akaniambia hapana, nimechunga kabisa, kila kitu iko sawa. Kulikuwa na mtu mwingine anaitwa Nje, sijui nani. Mwisho mlango kumbe ilikuwa wazi, wengine wakaingia ndani wakaharibu, si ndio? Mimi nikatoka hapa nikafika Statehouse. Kufika Statehouse nikakuta rafiki yangu wako hapo. Sitaki kusema alikuwa anafanya nini, kwa sababu sisi ni wazee. So ndio huyo sasa hii maneno sijui nini, mimi sitaki mimi nataka kwenda Ichaweri, wewe sijui sasa mimi sitaki, wacha tuachane na hii kitu. Mimi nikamwangalia nikamwambia, wewe ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa kofi. Ati sisi tuache, ati tutoke hapa. Hapana. Na nikura tumeshinda. Kwani alikuwa ametushinda wapi? Tumeshinda wabunge, tumeshinda magavana, tumeshinda senators wengi, tumefanya hiyo kazi yote. Ukora tu ameenda kufanya hapo kidogo. So nikamwambia awache mchezo. Hapo hapo nikampeleka hapo Bama, tukaenda kula nyama. Akapona kidogo namna hii.
President Ruto has turned Kenyans against each other. Now he is trying to isolate some tribes and some ages and some regions to divide us some more. I want to say categorically that President Ruto is the real problem in this country.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have begun this video with a clip that dates back to the 2022 general election, and the clip speaks about the 2017 general election. Remember, when the elections were conducted in 2017, and Raila Amolo Odinga together with his running mate Kalonzo Musyoka denied the presidential results, and they took the case to the Supreme Court of Kenya. The then Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, David Maraga, nullified the elections, and he said that a rerun must be done, which actually meant that Raila Amolo Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka had beaten William Ruto and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta in that election. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, according to a confession made by one President William Ruto himself, he said Uhuru had given up and had decided to cede the presidency to Raila Amolo Odinga in 2017. But William Ruto he almost even slapped the president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, after Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta told him that he had given up about the presidency and he was ready to go on his retirement. But William Ruto forced Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to go back and again do a campaign for the rerun of the election. In the 2017 election, the rerun of the elections of the year 2017, Raila Amolo Odinga withdrew from the race. He and Kalonzo Musyoka, they said they are not going to contest because justice was not served to them. What am I trying to portray here? I'm trying to tell you that the enemy of Raila Amolo Odinga was never Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and has never been the Kikuyu community as a narrative has been coined and sold to the people of the Republic of Kenya today, that the enemy of the Luo nation or the enemy of Raila Amolo Odinga has been the Kikuyu people. No. Your greatest enemy is the man that you are dining with right now. Your greatest enemy is the man you are dining with right now. The reason I have told you this, remember after Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and William Ruto were sworn into office after the re-election, the rerun happened. Uhuru, after a few months, went and sought Raila Amolo Odinga, where they had an handshake, which happened in 2018. And Uhuru and Raila Amolo Odinga worked together from the year 2018 to 2022. William Ruto hated Raila Amolo Odinga to the point that he coined narratives to ruin the reputation of the Raila Amolo Odinga everywhere. And allow me to tell you, you say that William Ruto made Raila Amolo Odinga the prime minister in the year 2007. Let me tell you, William Ruto is also the reason why Raila Amolo Odinga was never elected in the year 2013. Reason being, William Ruto, when Raila got into government, he gave him the work to serve as the cabinet secretary of agriculture and education. What did William Ruto do? He went ahead to orchestrate the most dangerous and the biggest corruption scandals in the Kibaki Rahila government that time. That's why I'm telling you. The man you think is your best friend right now, he is your greatest enemy. This man, you saw Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta cry genuinely because he loved Raila. He knew. And remember, in the 2022 general election, after William Ruto was sworn in, Uhuru confessed and said, I have given over power to William Ruto, but my president is Raila Amolo Odinga. Ladies and gentlemen, a meeting was held the other day, and the meeting was to play the card of 41 against 1. That was the same meeting held in the year 2006, 5 there, where the then Pentagon, comprising of 7 leaders, Najib Balala, Kalonzo Musyoka, William Ruto, Joe Nyaga from Embu, Raila Amolo Odinga, Musalia Mudavadi, who formed the Pentagon, formed a narrative that it is 41 tribes against 1 tribe, which was the Kikuyu community. And that saw us fall into the trap of the greatest tragedy that we have ever experienced as a republic. It is high time, as a generation that is so keen on details, as a generation that learns and actually executes, it's high time we realize this. Today morning, Honorable Babu Owino gave out a statement on the statement that was issued by Mutahi Kahiga. He condemned that statement, but one thing Babu Owino told us, William Ruto is preparing this country is turning this country against 1 tribe. That tribe will be the Kikuyu tribe. I remind you, everywhere in this country, we are a diverse country. We live together. We have intermarried. But William Ruto will make you hate your wife because she's a Kikuyu. Will make you hate your husband because he is a Luo. That is where we are headed. And today, you heard what Gladys Wanga said. The speech given by Gladys Wanga today, it was not a speech out of the blues. That was a speech coined, mastered, directed, script produced by the Statehouse, Nairobi. Mutahi Kahiga was not speaking for the Kikuyu people. Mutahi Kahiga was speaking as a state project. He is a governor benefiting from the regime of William Samoei Ruto. And allow me to tell you, the decision has already been made on who is going to take up the role as the running mate of President William Ruto come the year 2027. And to your surprise, mutashanga, as we are speaking right now, members of ODM party are going to be expelled. ODM will expel Edwin Sifuna, Caleb Amisi, even James Orengo is at the verge of being expelled. Another person is none other than Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, Caleb Amisi, James Orengo. Those are people that are currently going to be kicked out of the party. Now, let me tell you, ODM, there was a secret meeting that yesterday was held at Jared Okelo's house in Nyando. The agenda was how to replace Edwin Sifuna with Jared Okelo as ODM Secretary General. Jared Okelo is the guy that you all know. The meeting also comprised of the son to the current interim chairperson, or the interim chairman or the party leader, interim party leader of ODM. That is Oburu Odinga, his son, Jaoko Oburu, was in that meeting. Now, the other thing that is going to happen, Edwin Sifuna is going to be thrown out. And I said earlier, then something is going to be born. A narrative of this country against the Kikuyu community. And it has started being spread. It is high time you read between the lines. It's high time you realize the company that employs your son or your daughter or your sister or your auntie belongs to a Luo brother, belongs to a Somali brother, belongs to a Kikuyu sister, a Meru brother. Ladies and gentlemen, the politicians of this republic knows, William Ruto knows, that he does not have a chance at the presidency come the year 2027 if the Luo community are going to reconsider their options of voting. And that is why people like Gladys Wanga have been given billions of money. And Gladys Wanga has been promised to become the running mate of William Ruto come the year 2027. Now also there is a contest. It's either Gladys Wanga or John Mbadi. I tell you, things are going to be worse as days go by. But one thing, let's be a domed generation. Let's be a generation that is educated, a generation that is learned, and a generation that reads between the lines. Because the tribal card that is going to be played from here going forward. A meeting was held. The meeting comprised of John Mbadi in Statehouse yesterday, Gladys Wanga also, Opiyo Wandayi, Oburu Odinga, Oburu Odinga, and other Joho Oparanya and ODM delegates, in exception of the ODM Party Secretary General Edwin Sifuna. And that meeting was a meeting to merge ODM and UDA and to make sure that the Luo people realize that the enemy, their greatest enemy in Kenya is the Kikuyu. Where the Kikuyu will vote, the Luo won't vote. That is what they want to do. That is what William Ruto wants. Because he knows if the Luo and the Kikuyu vote together, then this country will be saved. But if they vote divided, this country will be easy to run. Ladies and gentlemen, let's read between the lines. For now, that's what's up. Make sure you subscribe. See you in our next video. Subscribe.